Hi, lovelies. Welcome to the free weekly reading with me, Sarah Martucci, psychic medium and certified crystal healer. And this week we'll be talking about the week of November 6th through November 12th of 2017. Okay, so we are still in Scorpio season. And last week we kind of focused on the healing aspect of the sign and how I kind of thought that a lot of people focus, and me too, about their intensity, about, you know, how deep they go whenever they talk about stuff and the way that they are able to probe and plumb the depths of stuff without being scared. Like these guys go where angels fear to tread, you know, so they're kind of awesome to look up to if you ever need a good person to look up to in terms of facing your fears. That's what I think when I think of Scorpios. These guys are just, they're too awesome. Every sign in the zodiac, and I kind of wanted to bring this up this week, has a little phrase that belongs to them. For me, I'm an Aries, and Aries is I am. With Scorpio, theirs is I desire. So I kind of want us to focus on this week, what do we desire? Maybe something came up for you on Saturday at the full moon, Friday, Saturday at the full moon. So kind of think back to that time, what things were kind of coming up for you? What were you facing in those moments? What really spoke to you about your inner desires? Maybe it was something that has been long lost to you. Maybe you buried it underneath some deep shit. Maybe you kept it quiet because you were afraid that people would judge you, whatever this desire is for you. So I just want to say to you this week, don't be afraid. Allow it to come out into the open, or allow yourself to speak about it, or allow it to come to the forefront of your mind so that you're facing this desire that has gone left unchecked. I don't know how else to put it. But there's a feeling there, and I think with everybody this week is like, okay, some stuff is coming to the forefront for me. I didn't even realize that's what I desired. I didn't even realize that was something, I guess, that was playing around in the back of my head. I was so busy with all my crap here right now that I didn't realize something else was forming there, or that something has been there for a while that I just kind of shoved off to the side and didn't think anything would happen with it. So, I think it's important this week that we kind of, you know, face whatever our desire is and say it's okay for us to desire this, unless it's hurting, harming, or abusing someone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't tick off those boxes, you're good to go. So don't be afraid of your desires. As long as you're not hurting or harming anyone or abusing anyone, it's a good thing, and something is calling to you inside, like you need to answer to this. It's going to fulfill some other part of you. But that requires us to go deep and to really face the deeper, more shadow aspects of ourselves, especially if we're being told by society or community or a family or maybe a loved one or a friend or a stranger, who knows, that maybe we shouldn't be having these feelings, or maybe we shouldn't be drawn to these things. So I guess in the spirit of sharing with you guys, for me, a big thing with me, I've always been drawn to the darker aspects of the work that I do. So you'll find like a lot of mediums, they only talk to the light, they only talk to angels, and that's fucking awesome. Like, I'm really happy for them that that's all they've ever experienced. But I've experienced other things in my life, things that I cannot explain, that were not of the light, that were not good. And definitely not stuff that I called on or I felt that I attracted, but either that I happened to stumble upon or found me in my home and where I was living. So, and I want to say too, that I think it's important this season that we're all open to everyone's stories. Because I know probably a lot of mediums that would be like, bullshit. You know, I know a lot of mediums that do not believe in people being trapped here, like ghosts and stuff like that, which blows my mind. I totally respect that they don't believe in that, and that's fine. They probably have never had that happen to them. But being a person where that's happened to me, and I've had those experiences, things that I cannot freaking explain rationally in any way, shape, or form, I kind of got to go with my gut here and realize that something about this darker aspect of the work that the mediumship that I do needs a light shed on it, or an understanding there. I'm crazy good with psychology. And I love talking about the deep, dark things that we don't want to talk about, talking about the things that are like deep, heavy subjects. Those are the things that get my heart pumping. I don't particularly like how's the weather kind of conversations. That's not my jam. So it's more about like connecting on a deeper level. So I kind of just want to say this week, don't be afraid of the darker aspects of yourself or the darker things that you feel drawn towards, or if there's some shadow aspect coming out of you or something that you've deemed bad or not good, or someone else has deemed not good or bad. Just remember, like, this is your journey. You are the only one at the end of the day that has to deal with the accolades or disappointments of your actions. So I think it's important to take other people's perspectives into account and to be open to other people. But remember too, no matter what feedback I give, no matter what feedback any of your family or friends give, at the end of the day, it has to come back to you. So if it resonates with you, pay attention to it. There's something deeper there. So I don't know whether my thing, and I'm just being open about it because I know, again, it's a taboo subject talking about, you know, dead people stuck here and, you know, ghosts and spirits of that nature. Can we all just stop pretending like it isn't real? I just feel like there's so many people I know that have had an experience they just can't explain. Anyways, I feel like maybe I'm here to understand maybe the psychology under it. Maybe I'm supposed to start following a parapsychology degree. Maybe for me, it's understanding, why are these things here? Yeah, I could see angels and I see light and I see all this other good stuff on this one spectrum. And yeah, there's this other spectrum that's happening too. And really too, it helps me to keep a balance in my life that you can't have one without the other. And also too, it's a spectrum. It is a spectrum. So no anything is just straight evil or straight good. I have never encountered that. So just saying to you guys this week, don't be ashamed. Be yourself, be proud about what's coming up for you, and face it. I promise that you'll get a lot more support than you think that you will. And now's the best time because it's the perfect season to plumb those depths and not be afraid to look at your shadow self, okay? All right, enough preaching for me. Let's get to the cards. All right, so as always, with these cards, pick any and all that you're drawn to. You can pick 1, 2, or all 3. It's what your intuition's drawing you towards, so pay attention to how you're feeling here. So this is going to be card number 1. And then this will be card number 2. And then this will be card number 3. So while you guys are deciding, so I mean, I've been like this for a couple years with it, in terms of like, you know, seeing some darker aspects, seeing some more negative entities and like darker things, than just like angels and people in heaven kind of stuff, which is beautiful and awesome. I love that work. Don't get me wrong. But something is truly fascinating about this other aspect, because where are they if they're not in the light? And yeah, they might be stuck here, but how is that possible? So I have all these questions, and I feel like the last couple of years actually has been kind of leading up to this, where I feel like I want to do some more investigation work and really just find out what the heck is happening here. Not only like using my own gifts and abilities, you know, to go into a space and see what I pick up, but I really dig like, you know, like the geo boxes and like the spirit boxes, like anything Steve Huff does, like I'm totally like, I will just follow him anywhere he goes. I think he's amazing. So I love all of that stuff. And just because I've had that experience and I want to understand why. Do you know what I mean? So, and this is the perfect season. Scorpio is the one that asks why. They're the ones that can look into the darkness and come out better. So if anything, this is the perfect time for me to face that. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys, you know, back up to let you know, like, it's okay, whatever comes up for you. Face it, and just know, as long, again, as you're not hurting or harming anybody or abusing anyone, it's okay. It's good. So I really kind of hope, I guess my hope for this week is that we can all kind of get past these restrictions and stuff that we put on each other, these ideas of what we think is best, these tightly woven little boxes and categories that we stick each other into. I hope that we can start to bust out of those and realize that this is not a black or white world. Do you know what I mean? That like we can see each other for all that we are. And I know, wow, like Sarah, you're really going out there and being really hippie today, right? I know, total woo-woo. But honestly, I hope this season, if it offers us anything, between the healing and going deeply and facing our deepest fears this week, may we also start to remove these restrictions that we put on each other. And we allow each other just to be each other as we are. Because the way that we are is the way that we were supposed to be made. And if you can't bring your abilities and gifts to the table, then what the heck is the point of all this? Did you feel? All right. Okay, I'll stop preaching again. Let's get to the meanings of the cards. All right, so if you picked card number 1, you got the Two of Wands, and here's your beautiful card. All right. So the Two of Wands kind of wants to say congratulations here, like good job. I also want to say too this week, if you notice, well, duh with the number 2, but if you also notice on the card as well, she's got those 2 little sticks coming up from her hands, the wands. When wands show up in a reading, it's a card of manifestation. It's asking us in this moment, right here and right now, what are we creating? What are we giving birth to? What are we turning into reality? So be careful of your thoughts, be careful of your emotions, or at the very least, pay attention to it to make sure that you're directing yourself in the right way. You don't want to be thinking negative thoughts, hoping to God that you have a positive outcome. Do you know what I'm saying? So just be aware of yourself and be aware of your ability to create things here, including how you feel about things and how you think about things. But the Two of Wands is truly a celebratory card. This is exciting. To me, it feels like there's new adventures ahead too. And with the number 2, there's a feeling that there might be 2 opportunities or 2 things like on your doorstep this week that you get to choose from. If you notice also in there, you see that full moon. When full moons show up in a reading in like the tarot deck, it talks to me not only about something coming to a completion here, but it also talks about relationships, not just with other people, but with ourselves as well. So this is going to be a huge focus. And if you notice the girl in the card, she's looking straight up at that full moon, straight up. So there's something this week about looking towards your relationships, looking towards the way that you treat yourself. And then if you notice, like on her hair, you'll see like those little roses right there. When roses show up in this deck to me, it talks about self-care. So think about all the work it takes to grow roses and to prune roses and to make sure that roses, I guess, show up in the world just like they're supposed to, like in the pictures and all the fun stuff, you know? So there's something this week about taking time with yourself, pruning yourself, getting yourself just right. Either, you know, the self-help stuff that you're doing, the way that you're taking care of yourself, your appearance, the way that you feel, all the fun stuff. So make sure this week that you're doing all the self-care that you need, that you're tuned in to what your feelings and thoughts are. Not only, like we said in the beginning, so that you can kind of consciously manifest what you're trying to go for here, but you're also taking care of your needs in the moment. And can I say too that truly creates a free person when you don't have to rely on anyone else for anything. And I think that that's kind of an idealistic view, what I just said there. But in reality, when you don't have to go look to other people for validation, when you don't have to go to others to get what you need, you keep finding it within yourself. That's true freedom. And I think that we're all trying to reach that space. So there's also something here about taking care of your emotional needs, so that along with all your other self-help needs, so that I don't know, you're just bringing it back to you and you're taking care of everything that's on your plate. But I want to say that this might even talk about, if it's not 2 new opportunities, wands creating stuff. So this would be a relationship in terms of, maybe this has to do with your business. This could also talk about your love life this week. This could talk about new friendships coming into your world. So there's going to be this reoccurrence of 2 showing up for you. So just pay attention to how the number 2 works out within your relationships this week. And then about making those choices about what it is that you want. And I feel like one person or one situation or one project or whatever out of the 2 that you got to choose from is definitely going to reflect back to you what you're going for now. And the other one should be reflecting back to you what you're leaving or what you've left behind with the season. So again, the only way to choose the right choice is to pay attention, to tap in, to see how you're feeling, to see how these choices resonate with you, and really truly in looking at them, making sure that they are a true reflection of who you are, what you're doing, and where you're going. Last thing I want to say in this card, if you notice all that desert in the background, this talks to me about celebrating how far you've come. So things have felt a little stark lately. They haven't felt like very exciting or I don't know, I just don't feel like you've been enjoying yourself. It's been kind of a task to kind of like drudgery to keep moving forward. So this week at some point, I'd like you to celebrate how far you've come, or celebrate some victory, celebrate Maybe that you have two choices to begin with. Whatever that is for you, just make sure that you celebrate whatever you need to this week so that you can get that feeling of joy again. And remember to bring joy to the journey. Did you feel? Okay. But good job, you guys. Kicking ass and taking names, and good job on getting things done. New adventures await, okay? All right. And if you pick card number 2, you get the Queen of Wands, and here's your beautiful card. I was about to say your beautiful cup, but that doesn't make any sense. Struggle. All right. So with the Queen of Wands, again, Wands, card of manifestation. Queen's going to be on the upper level. It's not going to be, you know, like 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Queen of Wands, like we're getting to a final place of culmination here. This could also speak about a person that enters into your life. So this could be a female, the Queen of Wands, that comes into your life this week to kind of help steer you towards a better way of manifesting what you want. Maybe she shows you the way. Maybe it's somebody that you go into a partnership with, either business-wise, relationship-wise, friendship-wise. This is a female that's going to show up and really show you the way, and be kind of a guiding light for you. And again, this card is like, this is amazingness and congratulations and success. Like everything's kind of coming to a completion here. You're getting what you need. You feel good about what you have, and you're ready to keep moving forward. I also want to make a mention on here too. I'd like you to look into the wolf, if you can see the wolf there, as an animal totem and an extra message this week. Also too, when I think about the wolf, I think about family. The wolf is very pack oriented. Wolves are also teachers. So again, there's this feeling of a teacher showing up for you this week, and who would be a female. So possibly this could be a family member, or maybe this woman becomes a family member. So just know that somehow you're going to be adding to your tribe this week. Somebody that's going to help you to get, to keep going far and above. She also reminds you, like in this card, if you see the female, she's holding that wand and there's light coming out from it, that the power is in your hands here. So, and you see there's a hand on the wolf. So there's a working in cooperation. This card feels to me like it's about partnerships. So, I just want to say to you this week, also pay attention to your psychic intuition, and what you're picking up on. If you see the wolf has that little light in the middle of his forehead, and so does the female there as well. There's something here about tapping into your higher gifts, your intuition, your inspiration, to kind of help lead you forward. So pay attention. If you get any insights or feelings or inklings this week, just follow it. Even if it's something stupid like, I really want coffee and I need it now. Go get coffee. Maybe that's where you meet this female. Do you know what I'm saying? So just be open to how your intuition shows up for you this week, these insights, these clarities that you get, because I feel like it's another avenue helping you along your path. Again, with this female showing up to be your teacher and guide of sorts. Either being a family member or possibly a friend coming to help you. I wouldn't be surprised if you possibly randomly meet this woman and she becomes a friend or a family figure as well. So just know this week you've got some big stuff on the horizon. And this card also makes me feel as though you're on a journey as well. If you notice on the card, both her and the wolf are facing towards the right. Usually when people in cards are facing to the right, I can't talk for the love of Jeebus. It talks about going into the past. So there might be a pull to the past this week, but I feel like you won't be alone in shedding light on it, and that you're the one in power here. So if you get the chance this week, maybe it's that you go do a past life regression. I don't know, I'm just throwing something out there. And there's a female doctor that's helping regress you into this and help you to go through this process and kind of guiding you through it. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe even it's a therapist to help you go back to some childhood stuff, but the whole point is that they're here to help you, to guide you, that it's safe for you to go on that journey, that this is all about empowerment, and it's going to help you to manifest the life that you want. Once you're able to let these things go from the past, once you can either see them in a different light or release them, forgive yourself, forgive another person, whatever is needed there, just know that you're I want to say with the card that you're on the right path, doing the right things at the right time. So just trust where everything is taking you right now. And I promise it's for your higher good. And congratulations. Keep kicking ass, you know? All right. And if you pick card number 3, you got the 6 of Swords. And here's your beautiful card. And I'm literally doing this by candlelight tonight because it became dark at like 3 p.m. today. It's just insane with the freaking winter time. Okay, so the Six of Swords. So when swords show up in a reading, they talk to us about our mental space. Where are we? Are we freaking out about the future, a place that we have no control over right now? Are we freaking out about the past? Again, a place we have no control over that's gone? Are we here? Are we present in the moment, consciously making our decisions to help us to have more control over that future, helping us to be present so that we can plan those steps towards the outcome that we want? The Six of Swords really is a card of breaking away, starting again, starting anew. That there might need to be a compromise, or you might have to detach yourself from something this week. So don't be surprised if there's a call to like literally take a flight and get the fuck up out of there. You know, look at her. She's about to jump off that ledge. Her arms are starting to be outstretched. Like she's about to take a leap of faith. And if you notice there below her, all that rockiness and all those swords stuck in the ground, like this has been a hell of a struggle for you lately. And I want to say that there's this feeling with this card. It's like you've tried every single way to make this situation right, or you've tried everything that you can in the situation to make it good. And it's just not helping. And I want to say that it's not you, but that you got to get the fuck up out of there. So this week, take that leap of faith. Don't be afraid to cut cords of attachment to things that are no longer working for you. And I feel like it's going to be terrifying. Like, why wouldn't it? You can't see anything beyond where she's jumping off. It's all air. It's all clouds. Like, you can't see. It's completely covered over. So there's this fear of the unknown this week too. But I want to say to you that you have this, and that this is all truly mental, everything that you're setting up for yourself. So don't allow those mental fears to get in your way. Don't allow that fear of the unknown to stop you from taking off and doing something for you here that you need to do. There's something about breaking free and starting over. So just know this week that that's coming up for you, and you get that choice, guys. And know that whatever I say here today, you guys can tell me to pound sand. Like, this is all for you. Like what I said earlier, nobody else in this world has to deal with your accolades or your disappointments like you do whenever you make a choice. So anybody can give you options, anybody can give you opinions and feelings on stuff, but really it comes down to what you want to do with your life. But this card is asking you, take that leap of faith this week. Let those attachments go, let that person go, let that relationship go, let that maybe an old dream go. Like, let this crap go because it's holding you back. And you got to fly, friend. You got to go. You got to go. You got big things you got to do today. Nobody can stand up here in their nightgown just chilling on this freaking cliff. That's not cool, right? Like, we got things we got to do today. So make sure that you take care of yourself and you take that leap of faith. Last thing I want to say on this card, if you notice the inverted triangle right above her head, this talks about being receptive to what shows up for you this week mentally. So if you find that fear keeps popping up for you, I'd like you to write that down somewhere and make a mental note of it. And I'd like you to make a mental note of how much fear shows up for you every single day, and how it keeps holding you back and telling you things that you should or should not do, and how possibly it's keeping you small, and maybe how you need to break away from that shit. So just be receptive to what shows up for you mentally this week so that you can start to take action steps towards giving yourself the freedom that you deserve. Do you feel? But good job. And I feel like once you make that decision, it's done. You'll be good to go. So don't be afraid. Jump into the unknown. And just know that everything's going to be okay. And that at the very least, it's going to be way better than it is right now. Okay? All right, you guys. Good job. And the stone we have this week, I'm going to butcher it. Here we go, is I could do it. Aegirine? I did. Nope. But here's the stone. I love this stone more than anything. This is absolutely one of my most favorite stones ever. It's called the exorcism stone. So essentially what it does is the idea is that it puts up like almost like this force field of positivity around you. So nothing lower energy, nothing with negative attachment, nothing with a negative or lower energy to it can attach itself to you. It kind of makes like, this positivity barrier around you. It also grounds whatever is negative or whatever you've been encountering that might be draining your energy. It kind of helps you to ground that energy like back into Mama Earth so that you're not the one holding on to it, which is freaking awesome. So, and I've personally, like, I've got some stories, guys. I've seen the stone, somebody hold the stone. I was talking to a friend about it. I think it was my friend Tiffany. I was talking to Tiffany about the stone. I came to go see my friend Tiffany to get some Reiki, and she hadn't been feeling good. They had just moved from a house that had some really fucked up activity in it. She held it in her left hand, and she immediately felt lighter. And I literally saw, you guys, I cannot, like, I saw like this orb come off of her and shoot out the window. It was the wildest shit I have ever seen in my life. And she said after that, she just felt lighter and better, and that everything felt good for her. So I have personally witnessed this stone do some wild shit that I cannot explain. And I feel more safe with it. I feel more good with it, especially if I'm going to locations that, are known to have some negative energy there, or are known to kind of have some denser, darker stuff going on. This is a great stone to kind of just add to my arsenal of things that I do for myself to keep myself safe and protected from just anything that might be there. So if you need help this week, if you feel like it's hard kind of blocking out any negativity, or you're having a difficult time kind of like making sense of all the shit in the news every effing week, every day, every hour, it feels like, grab a chunk of this so it can help take all that pain, take all that fear, take all that worry, ground it into Mama Earth, and to kind of keep a positive barrier around you, not allowing anything negative or ugly or dark or lower energy to attach to you, okay? And be good to each other this week, guys, because the only way to make this world better is to love each other and to be there for each other and to support each other. We don't necessarily have to hold hands or sing Kumbaya, but we can at least be kind to one another, okay? And remember, too, that this is your week. Make it an amazing one. And thank you guys so much for letting me do this for you every week, for watching, for sharing, for laughing at me, and being here with me. You guys are everything. So thank you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.